It is reminiscent of legislatures which enact laws which do not apply to its members. Please do the honorable thing for Spartanburg County by voting down the proposed appointee term limit. Please remember your oath of office. Please let truth and honor be the guiding rule of Spartanburg, not the exception. Please leave all personal agendas at the door. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Stacy Williams with AYSO Region.
Good evening. My name is Catherine Carter, and I am the Regional Commissioner for AYSO Region 722. I hope that you had the opportunity to read my email to learn a little bit more about our organization. Currently, AYSO Region 722 serves the children of the North Spartanburg communities. Our goal is to be able to continue serving these families and to increase our growth so that more families can become a part of our wonderful organization. In order to grow, we need fields. Even before the contract between the county and USC Upstate terminated, AYSO Region 722 was quickly outgrowing the fields at Upstate. We had to shorten practice times, begin practicing on Wednesdays, and turn away players because of the limited amount of field space. With the new agreement between the county and Upstate, we are only allowed 2 fields for soccer practice, and we have over 60 teams. It's just impossible. There's no way for us to do that. Although the quick fix was to be able to use the few fields at Vagamar McMillan Park, and we are very grateful for that, we have many families with multiple children playing, and it became a hardship for them to be at 2 locations at the same time. So some of those children were unable to play because of that. We are asking that the county make funds available to immediately begin development on a multi-purpose field complex at Vagamar McMillan Park. While we are aware that it may be necessary for us to share the use of the complex with other sports, AYSO Region 722 would like to begin utilizing the facility in our fall 2013 soccer season. Excuse me. Having a facility like this with a minimum of 9 regulation soccer fields along with the 3 existing ones and lighting on several fields if possible, AYSO Region 722 will be able to host a variety of tournaments that we have been unable to do due to limited field space. Every year, AYSO at the region level has an area tournament which brings in teams from North and South Carolina. It has been approximated that these area games have brought $500,000 to the local community that hosts the games. The tournament is held early November after our regional fall season. Every year, AYSO at the section level has a section tournament which brings in teams from North and South Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, and Louisiana AYSO regions. It is estimated that our section tournament brings in $2 million into the community that hosts the tournament. This tournament is held in mid-June. Every 2 years, AYSO at the national level holds the AYSO National Games. The most recent national games were held in July 2012 in Knoxville, Tennessee. 3,044 players, 9,000 families and spectators, 350 volunteer referees, and 480 volunteer coaches attended the games, bringing in an estimated $12 million to the Knoxville community. The National Games are a week-long event that bring in AYSO teams from all over the United States and is considered a great time to introduce towns and states to players and spectators on a national level. We realize that hosting these games is a future goal, but one that we at AYSO Region 722 believe will be obtainable if we have enough field space and community support to bring the games to Spartanburg. AYSO Region 722 also has a secondary program, AYSO United, for the young people who are looking for more competitive play and developmental training. AYSO United is a member in good standing with the South Carolina Youth Soccer Association, and being a member of SCYS also gives us numerous opportunities to host tournaments at both the local and state levels that will boost our local economy. We understand the amount of work that will be involved in hosting tournaments such as the above mentioned, but we are willing to put the work in if we have a permanent home field for our use during the times these tournaments are scheduled. At this time, I would like to read an email from a parent that sent me an email shortly after we realized that we were not going to be able to have use of the fields at USC Upstate for practices. She writes, "My son has found an outlet in soccer that has been amazing for his self-confidence. He is a very active child and has trouble being still and completing his work at school, so he finds himself in trouble. But then on the other hand, being in trouble a lot does a number on his self-esteem. He also doesn't like to participate in many group activities where there are lots of kids and chaos. He's more introverted, so I wanted to find something to bring him out a little. There is something about soccer that he has taken to, and it has been great for him. He seems so confident on the field, and I love to see that in him. He loves it because he gets to participate almost the whole time, and since the teams are small, he doesn't have to sit and wait his turn as in t-ball. And I think he feels more comfortable with a small group of kids. Soccer is something that he is good at, and he knows that, so it's great for him to feel that way. I don't know why he has taken to soccer when I can't get him to participate in many other things, but I am so grateful for AYSO. In closing, AYSO Region 724's Board of Directors, our players, parents, and volunteers, thank you for your time, and it is our hope that what we have proposed here will be adequate in helping you decide to allocate funds for a complex to be built at the Vatamar McMillan Field.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Next, we have Angela Viney.
Chairman Horton and all council members, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak today to the ordinance amending Section 2-121 of the Code of the County of Spartanburg, South Carolina, to provide term limits for county council appointed boards and commissions. As a new appointee to the Building Code Board of Appeals, I speak not only from my personal opinion on board service, but now also from the viewpoint of an appointee. This ordinance should be adopted for many reasons, not the least of which is to provide the opportunity to all Spartanburg County citizens to serve their community in a government role. Term limits allow for fresh candidates with new ideas, fresh energy, and it encourages participation and inclusiveness. Term limits mean that there will always be vacancies on our boards and committees, and therefore opportunities for citizens that don't have the money or interest in running for an elected office to be considered for an appointed role in their government. Term limits offers the opportunity to increase diversity in government, allowing for citizens of all ages, backgrounds, skills, experiences, gender, and race to have the opportunity to make application to serve on an appointed board or commission. Some opposed to this ordinance claim that it's difficult to find willing citizens to serve. And to that I say, they are not reaching out to the citizens of Spartanburg County to request their service. We have hundreds of Spartanburg County Citizens Academy alumni. The newest graduates are going to be recognized this evening. They should be contacted to serve. And the Spartanburg County Foundation Grassroots Leadership Development Institute inspires people to get involved and make a difference in their community. Those graduates are also likely candidates to serve. In addition to reaching out to find new candidates, we need to also make the application process user-friendly. Rather than printing out the online application and mailing it in, we should be able to complete the application online and submit it electronically. I believe it's the responsibility of the members of council to reach out and recruit new applicants for our board and our commissions, instead of reappointing the same old tried and true government servants. It is the responsibility of our council members to contact each and every person that has submitted an application, and I know well that has not happened in the past. Term limits will not only benefit Spartanburg County, but provide our citizenry with an opportunity to serve the community in which they live, work, and play. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Susan Wright.
My name is Susan Ridings, and I would like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to come forward and to state our opinions on the things that you're considering. My comments is on the clean air resolution. I guess it stems back from being unhappy with a lot of high government control. We're never happy with what our government's doing. But sometimes it seems like it's getting a little bit out of hand. And clean air resolution, I have looked at it, I've got a copy of it, and I'm going to just take my points from that because I really think that this should be considered for unintended consequences down the road. That it will cause. It's not potentially going to cause, that it will cause. Now, I have not done the research that you guys have done, and I know from spending a lot of time in Columbia several years ago that you guys spend a lot of time on this. So I do not want to belittle anything that you have done or take away from all the research or try to seem like I do not understand what all of this entails. So, but the resolution says, it says, Environmental Protection Agency as required to review and revise quality standards to ensure. Okay, first off, the environment, if I'm not mistaken, EPA, y'all gonna have to help me. The EPA, are they elected or are they appointed? Members of the EPA. Oh, they're appointed, okay. If they're appointed, it's all well and good if you agree with the government that's in there.
Now, we're not going to comment, so you comment, it's your time to speak.
Well, I have questions, but I have questions that I honestly don't know. And was asking, and it says that the EPA would propose actions to finalize the National Ambient Air Quality Standard revisions within the next few years, which, yes, they probably will. But this goes on to say that whereas the upstate of South Carolina, we recognize that improving air quality and maintaining clean air is the attainment of the NAAQS established by the EPA. And I beg to pardon, I'm not being disrespectful, but how can you recognize that you know for sure that that is what the National Ambient Air Quality Standard is doing? This has such long-range potential consequences that you're handing over a lot of authority to people that you really don't know what their intentions are. You assume they want clean air, but you don't know that for a fact. You can recognize that. Now, I haven't had time to research it. If you do know it for a fact, I would like to see that. And then you want to join with other city and county governments, businesses and institutions for the maintenance of Upstate Air Quality Action Plan and Clean Air Upstate Initiative. And you will also be committed to the outreach and education efforts to identifying specific actions that our organization can implement on collaborative efforts to ensure Upstate maintains a level of air quality that allows our region to reach its full potential, No, I do not agree with this. I did not know, I picked up my nephew at school, it was 2 or 3 months ago. I did not know why they asked me to turn my car off. Now, they asked me to turn my car. Now I know why they asked me to turn my car off. Now, I am a small business owner. And you gotta stop and think. I've always been told in business management that when you want to get an idea or you want to get an atmosphere across, it starts from the top down. I can go in my business and my ladies can absolutely have the worst day that they have ever had. Some parent could have made them mad. Some child could be irate. And they could just be having the worst day they could ever have. I come in with my attitude and I can change the entire atmosphere of that entire place. So the work ethic and the enthusiasm and the atmosphere, we all should agree from business management, comes from the top down. Is Bobby Harrell curtailing his plane trips? is the Congress pertaining their plane trips, but they're asking me to turn off my car while I sit and pick up my child? No. That, you know what that is? That's bottom up. You ever heard bottom up, inside out? That is bottom up. And no, I would not support that. And if that's what this means, that you're going to support efforts to ask me to turn off my car while I'm picking up my child at school, I think that is absurd. Because nobody else at the top is doing it. What are you doing? What is anyone else doing? Look at my notes. I think that's all. That is all that I have. I had some other things, but I got jumbled up notes because I wasn't planning on doing this. I really had no intentions of doing this. But I heard two reasons why you guys need to adopt this. Number one, you spend a lot of time on it. Number two, the EPA is not going to give you any money. I'm sorry, and I respect every one of you for what you do, but that is gutless. Saying that you're not going to do something because the EPA is going to sanction you or not giving you money is just going to turn more power over to the EPA and to our federal government. And I am sorry, gentlemen and ladies, I do not think that is what we want right now. I just think it would not hurt to take a much more in-depth look at something that has real potential to have me turn off my car while I'm picking up my child. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wright.
Hello, Council. My name is Doug Cobb, and I'm here tonight to read a statement from Representative Bill Chumley. Representative Chumley couldn't be here tonight because he's being sworn in Greenville at the county delegation meeting over there. I'm concerned that this resolution being considered today on the air quality is being considered without any input from the taxpayers who will ultimately have to pay the cost of all this added regulation and a new layer of government bureaucracy. Why, at this time when our county council should be focused on ways to save money and streamline our government to be more efficient, our county representatives are spending time trying to implement an agenda that includes such things as a lawnmower exchange program to reduce emissions from gas lawnmowers, as well as trying to get commercial landscapers to switch over to electric mowers. This resolution proposes to promote a no idling program in the parking lot to help reduce emissions, as well as a policy to not use drive-through windows at banks and fast food restaurants. Also included in this resolution is the implementation of remote control thermostats. Another section calls for installing public infrastructure for charging stations for electric vehicles. All of these things cost Spartanburg taxpayers money. When all reputable organizations now recognize all of these ideas and solutions as being part of the now proven hopes of global warming and are moving away from these agendas, why is Spartanburg looking to embrace them? I think that this should be put on hold for now until we can get public input via town hall meetings.
Thank you. Evan?
Yes.
Say your last name. Your last name.
Yeah, Evan Mulch.
Okay.
Yes. Very good.
Can tell if it's Lowell the second or Mulch.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for allowing me to speak. I'm glad there's a lot of kids here today, good young leaders here, because this is a good example of what the government actually does to the people, where they'll try to force them to do certain things based on their own specific beliefs. And they're actually, I think in the future of this, if we do implement this ordinance, there's money that's going to come from the taxpayers to actually implement these strategies that is part of the Clean Air Upstate group that ultimately, if you do your reading, it's ultimately part of the United Nations Agenda 21 strategy. So what a good example it is today to see so many kids here and actually see what people in power actually will do to them. So that's all my time. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
County Council, of course, I was here last month to voice my opposition to guardrails in my neighborhood, and I'm still opposed to guardrails. but, in my neighborhood anyway. But I'm here partly because of the way all this has been handled. I had commented to Roger Nutt that I wasn't getting answers to my questions. And he sent me an email and told me that the people here were saying they were being responsive to me. Well, I just have a few examples of what responsive is. I first sent my first request on July 23rd to Johnny Ravine. In this email, I inquired if the county would be responsible for our dam if these guardrails are installed. He stated that they're not responsible for the dam, they're only responsible for the road. On September 16th, 2 months later almost, I sent another email to Mr. Ravine. In that email, I asked for the names of other neighborhoods where the county has installed guardrails. I have been all over Spartanburg County looking at neighborhoods with lakes, and none have guardrails. In that email, I also asked why there are no guardrails around Cleveland Park Lake. There are some very steep streets that come directly toward the lake. I understand this lake is part of Spartanburg County Parks. I never received a reply to the September 16th email. On October 2nd, I sent another request. On October the 9th, I was told at the Twin Lakes Board meeting that Steve Ballou was now in charge of roads and bridges. After that meeting, I sent Steve an email with all my questions and concerns. On October 24th, Mrs. Hubbard called me and was very nice. We had a very nice conversation. I told her I had not received a reply from Steve, and she told me that she had a copy of his reply to me dated October 10th. I don't know why I never received it. As soon as we finished the telephone call, I went to my computer hoping to have the answers to my questions, only to find that not a single question or concern had been answered. He told me to talk with our HOA president. I really don't think she would know if guardrails are in other subdivisions or know anything about my concern about the erosion around the guardrail post at I-85 in Green Circle. Earlier this month, I received an email from Steve Ballou that stated that the guardrails were now in the hands of the county attorney and the neighborhood attorney, and I should contact our HOA attorney. Well, of course, I have to pay for that, and I felt like these were questions that the county could answer for me. November the 8th, Roger Nutt sent me an email to inform me that the county does not own the road over our dam. They only have a right-of-way on the paved part without any right-of-way outside the paved area. He states that that road was never deeded to the county. I assume now that the only way to install guardrails would be if the residents of Twin Lakes grant a right-of-way. This property was deeded to the residents many years ago, and our bylaws state that changes to our common grounds must be approved by 51% of property owners. One real estate attorney told me that it may take an approval of 100% in order to grant a right-of-way. Surely someone with the county knew back in July that this road was not owned by the county. I truly hope that others in Spartanburg County are not put to all the trouble that I and other residents of Twin Lakes have endured. Many residents told me they sent emails to the county, and this was their reply: "Thank you for your email." My husband and I owned an insurance agency for many years, and I was there with him. If we had operated our business in this manner, we would have been bankrupt. I doubt that there's any of you here that want to call your bank, your doctor, your lawyer, or send them an email and then send you back a note that says, "Thank you for your email." No answers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Clay Andrews.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I plan to just introduce myself, Clay Andrews. I'm the new Director of Investor and Public Relations for the Upstate South Carolina Alliance. And I've been here since the 1st of September. Had a chance to meet one or two of you prior to this, but just trying to go around and introduce myself to all of our public and private partners. And thank you for working with us, being partners with us. We certainly are doing all we can to bring as many jobs and as much investment to Spartanburg County as we can. And we look forward to working with you and fine folks over at the chamber to bring even more jobs next year. Again, I just want to say hello, and hopefully you'll see me here quite a bit.
Thank you, Paul. Anyone else want to speak? That concludes item 2. Next we'll go to item 3, presentations. Item 8 is a resolution designating the month of November 2012 as a pulmonary hypertension awareness month.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a resolution designating the month of November 2012 as Pulmonary Hypertension Awareness Month in Spartanburg County. Pulmonary hypertension is a disease caused by continuous high blood pressure in the lungs and is a disease with no known cure. Pulmonary hypertension awareness has made great strides in the past 5 years and continues to gain support throughout the state. This is a very personal mission for those involved in the fight, and there is no cure for the illness. And public education about this disease is the key to proper diagnosis. Jennifer Messel of Spartanburg County was diagnosed with this disease and lost her battle with this illness when she was 29 years old. Her mission became one of unselfish dedication and service to others in support of pulmonary hypertension awareness. Today, Penny Klein, her mother, continues the fight to keep awareness alive. So, in recognition of the fight that Jennifer made and lost, and to the fact that Penny Klein, her mother, continues this fight, we designate this resolution and hope that it be resolved that we adopt it on this 26th day of November 2012. This is by Jeff Horton and Catherine Hubbard. Thank you very much.
Any motion for adoption? Any other discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed? Passes. Affirmative. Item B, a resolution recognizing and expressing to Bill Moffitt 45 years of interest and dedicated service. I have Mr. Bill Covers to present the resolution. No deal, we will see.
You sure may go ahead.
This dear lady has lived in County Council District 2 all of her life. I believe she lives over on Valley Falls Road now. She was raised on Rabbit Moffett Road, and that's all I ever knew her daddy by was Rabbit Moffett. A lot of people didn't know that we had a road there named Rabbit Moffett. Spent a lot of time at the battleship talking with her dad in years gone by. Unfortunately, I was out of town when he passed away. But it was once said if you won an election in the northern area of Spartanburg County, you had to know Rabbit Moffett and had to have his approval to win. Gail, you've been an inspiration. I never had heard you call Rabbit before, but the truth is out now. I'd just like to thank you for your 45 years of service to Spartanburg County, and I look forward to you serving Spartanburg County for another 45 years.
Thank you, O'Neill. It is an honor for me, and I asked for this because Gail is dear to my heart. We don't know each other that closely personally, but I've been going over to Harris Speedway for years, and I don't think I've ever been over there that Gail wasn't there at that race, and so we have a like spirit. And I do want to say one thing: we're celebrating 45 years of service here with the county. So it started in 1967, but Gail is actually a child prodigy. She went to work for the county when she was 10 years old. A resolution expressing recognition and appreciation for the pride and honor bestowed upon Spartanburg County by the many years of service provided by Gail D. Moffitt. Whereas pride and honor have been bestowed upon Spartanburg County by Gail D. Moffitt during her many years of service at the Spartanburg County Clerk's Court's office. Whereas Gail D. Moffitt, a native of Spartanburg County, began her service in the county on June the 12th, 1967, as clerk of court immediately following her graduation from Chesney High School. Whereas shortly after beginning work, she was told her salary was not approved and she would probably not get paid. But she continued to work without pay for several weeks, hoping that she would be able to keep her job. Whereas her dedication and preservation paid off and continues to work for the same office for 45 years. Whereas on October the 23rd, 1978, Gail Moffitt was promoted Deputy Clerk of Court, and then on July the 1st, 1981, she was promoted again to Court Coordinator. Whereas on June the 22nd, 1985, Gail Moffitt was promoted by serving her current capacity as Assistant Clerk of Court. Whereas Gail Moffitt has faithfully served the citizens of Spartanburg County and the members of the bar for 45 years and was named Employee of the Year in 2010. Now therefore be it resolved that Spartanburg County Council does hereby recognize Gail D. Moffitt for many years of service. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to Gail Moffitt in recognition thereof and be made a part of the permanent minutes of Spartanburg County Council adopted this 26th day of November 2012. Mr. Chairman, a motion to approve.
Motion, second. Any other discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed? Passes.
Gail.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Very
so
good.
much.
You're very good.
Thank you, Gail.
Now you understand why you got to take a line.
We had a surprise celebration for Gail. Don't actually had on her behalf. She had judges, lawyers, everyone there. Such great praise for Gail. Gail, thank you for many years of service. Many more to come. Item C has been removed. Item D is our recognition of graduates of our Citizens Committee. Again, it's my pleasure to award these certificates tonight. And again, thank you to all the graduates that participated. Again, I want to thank all the county staff that participated to, again, allow citizens to learn more about the county government. Okay, Dana Baloo. David Gurney. Colin Jones. This is the 12th Citizen of the Cabinet class. Priscilla Maiden. And again, we apologize for each night. Keisha Miller. Janice Norman, is she here tonight? No. Michael Collins. Helen Proctor. Mary C. Lisa Shea. Timothy Shelton. Brian Simmons. Janice Simmons. Again, I want to thank each of you for participating. The county council met with these individuals a couple weeks ago. I think everyone had a great experience as most classes do. Kathy, stand up so everyone in here can see you, and the rest of your staff. They're a tremendous asset to the county, and we thank you for your leadership. Thank you, graduates, and again, a lot of members for our board out there as well. Thank you. Next is item 4, employee recognition. Catherine Hubbard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of council. It's certainly my pleasure tonight to recognize 2 of our employees for just being outstanding examples of the type of employee that we have here at Spartanburg County. Shane Kent, are you here? Hey, Shane. Quick action on the part of a youth recreation staff member, Shane Kent, helped save a child from choking. Audrey Foster, an after-class enrichment participant, was eating a sucker when the candy became separated from the stick. I think all of us have had that happen if you have small children. Fortunately for us, Shane knew what to do. When Audrey began choking on the candy, Shane immediately sprung into action and successfully performed the Heimlich maneuver. You go, Will. Several parents contacted Elizabeth Hardy, Shane's supervisor, to share their appreciation for Shane and how well she handled the serious situation. I don't know that I would remember how to do the Heimlich maneuver, but somehow that just came through naturally for you. You've been an employee with the Parks Department since January of 2009 and has attained first aid and CPR certification annually. It sure did pay off. Training is mandatory for all staff working in youth recreation so that staff are adequately prepared should an incident occur like this. Shane, thank you so much for being where you needed to be and knowing what to do. We really appreciate it. Council, would you join me in thanking Shane? Let's see, Michael Sapp. Where are you, Michael? Hey, Michael. I want to recognize Michael Sapp. He's an 8-year veteran of the Spartanburg Parks Department. He recently took the lead in organizing the men's Class C Southern National Championship. As a result of his outstanding work, the Parks Department has been recognized with the James Farrell Award for Excellence by the Amateur Softball Association. This award is given for excellence in conducting ASA National Championships. The ASA sponsored a national championship that brought 300 participants and their families to Spartanburg over Labor Day weekend. The ASA representatives and participants in the men's Class C Southern National Championship rated the tournament experience on several factors, and the tournament received a rating of 95 out of 100. That's awesome. In addition to Spartanburg, communities receiving an award this year included Bakersfield, California, La Plata, Maryland. I'm from Bryan's Road, if any of you know where La Plata and Bryan's Road is in Maryland. Lawton, Oklahoma, Reno, Sparks, Nevada, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Spokane, Washington, Tallahassee, Florida, Roland, Missouri, and Sterling, Virginia, not another community in South Carolina. Council, will you join me in thanking Michael for representing the state? Thanks for all your efforts. And then David Butler, are you in the house tonight with us? Hey, it's good to see you again. I think I saw you out at Tiger River when we were announcing the NSA tournament during our media conference. Welcome back to Spartanburg County. I think that you have something to share with us. If you guys don't remember David, he's the Regional Vice President of the National Softball Association, and I turn the podium over to you, David.
Hello, Spartanburg County in South Carolina. My name's David Butler. About a year ago, I was down and spoke to all guys about the future and what we had in mind for Spartanburg. Again, at that time, we were really taking a lot of chances. We were thinking outside the box and trying to add Spartanburg to a destination city. We rolled the dice to help your staff and such a beautiful facility. We were very pleased with the outcome, and our customers and our teams that played had a wonderful, wonderful week. And it was because of the efforts of the folks that work for y'all. The facilities are gorgeous. They're no better than the folks that we had an opportunity to work with. I understand Clemson was here earlier, and I'm on Dean County. I understand they put out some good numbers for y'all guys. To remind you, NSA is a national organization. We're in every state of the country, including Alaska and Hawaii, and we are a governing body. What that means is we do implement rules and testing and on equipment, those kind of things. So, that being